charmed to see everyone. Welcome to Star Player 1. I'm Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
We're continuing off with Code Realize. Bouquet of Rainbows. Last time we left off, a young boy has approached the auction place and claims to that the weapon, Nosferatu's saber, is his. And we were getting ready to go defend the boy when Van Helsing stopped us and said, "Don't do it."
What?
Here's the mic. Vampires, a sub-race that possess extraordinary physical capabilities that other humans can never match. He's one of them? Hold on. He can't be that strong, even if this kid is some vampire. I could give you a detailed explanation, but we don't seem to have time for it.
Just as Van Helsing says, the boy gracefully leaps up onto the stage while everyone around him stands dumbfounded.
Hear me, humans! I am the king of the night, leader of the Nosferatu, and heir to the Delacroix's name. I am Delacroix number 2. A vampire? A blood heir to the Delacroix, he's here to get revenge on humanity.
As soon as they hear his name, people in the crowd begin to scream. The audience panics and people begin to flee and run about. Why is everyone so upset? It's true, the boy did show extraordinary strength, but people here seem to be afraid of something else.
Vampires have been the object of fear for such a long time. A few years ago, humanity found a way to exterminate vampires. Thus began the purge of vampire subrace known as the Vampire War. And even though the war is over, the people of Britain have always been living under the specter of fear. That if any surviving vampires, they would try to take, if there were any surviving vampires, they would try to take revenge on us. That's the gist of it. As promised, I shall take this!
He shouts at the top of his voice and tucks the pennant into his coat.
He's got it! We just gotta catch him, that's all.
The men climb onto the stage and point their guns at the young boy.
Don't move, kid. One step and you'll have more holes than Swiss cheese. Really? Why don't you try it? Aim for his legs, we'll split the prize money, got it?
I hear gunshots, however the boy does not look hurt.
We definitely hit him. Why isn't he wounded? Idiot. I made the bullets, obviously. Don't be stupid. There's not a human alive who could dodge a bullet from this close. I see. Unfortunately for you, I am not a human.
The boy takes a fighting stance, and an instant later, all the men but one have fallen to the ground.
No way.
The last man collapsed, and a profound silence fills the room. The boy turns to the audience. There is hatred in his eyes, hatred so great it feels suffocating just to witness.
Fear me, humans! This is our anger and our pain! I will make a proclamation here now! The vampire lineage will never forgive you! I promise the suffering and pain endured by our people will be equally shared by all of you!
These words cause the panic of the audience to reach new heights, and the screams only get louder. The child on stage watches and laughs and disappears behind the curtain.
Let's go.
Where?
That child. Start to tell what he'll do when he's left on his own. It probably won't be long before he starts attacking people. I could see it in his eyes. We need to stop him.
Van Helsing begins to running to the stage. Wait, Van Helsing! I try to follow him, but Lupin grabs me by the hand.
Hold on, calm down. That little guy is too fast for us. We'll never catch up to him. And that's very unlike Van Helsing. He usually doesn't get that heated. I wonder what's gone into him.
Aren't we going after him?
Don't worry, even though he's got an attitude, he's one of us. We won't desert him. Let's go ahead of him and wait. Can we really get ahead of him? We don't even know which way they went. Leave it to me. Have faith in Arsène Lupin. First class gentleman thief.
Lupin starts running and we follow him out of the tent in a rush. We leave the auction venue behind. Soon we arrive at the nearby forest where we had met Van Helsing for the first time.
Hey Lupin, what makes you think they came this way? Looks like you just ran off in a random direction. They gotta be here. It's that kid. It seems that kid's working alone. No matter how strong you are, it's impossible to outrun a large organization like the London firm. He'll try to hide somewhere for sure, and this forest is the most accessible hiding place around. I've come here before too. I see. You're thinking about it from the perspective of a criminal. Very impressive and worthy of a gentleman thief. Yep, huh? I hear footsteps. They're close. We're almost on top of them.
Lupin speeds up and we do our best to keep up with him. We break through bushes into a clearing. The boy from before is standing there dumbfounded.
What's this? Did you follow me here? I'm surprised that there are humans capable of keeping up with me. Still, I'm not getting back to Pendant, and I won't let you capture me either.
We look at each other.
If it belonged to your father, then we have no business trying to take it away from you. It doesn't sit right with us to hand you over to the London firm. Then why have you followed me? You don't want the pendant back and you don't want to catch me. I don't see what the point was. We'd like you to turn yourself in. Not to the London firm, of course. We know someone at the yard who can be trusted. You can explain the situation to him and he be handled appropriately there. It's not your place to decide. Humans are all the same to me. Stand in my way and I won't hold back.
Just as Van Helsing said, it's impossible to tell what he'll do. That expression of hatred, he might harm someone else later on. But from how he fought earlier, we don't stand a chance against him. Lupin, I have an idea. I take a step forward. Oh.
Save. Triangle.
Oh. I don't know.
Do we capture him or we try to persuade him and turn himself in?
I think... try to persuade him?
Alright.
There's no way we're going to stop him if we try using force. That leaves only... Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you. We're on your side.
I have very little reason to believe that, human. You're like literally just after the reward. If you murder a human and taint your hands of blood, you said you will then, as you said you would, then we won't hesitate to capture you. However, if you're still undecided, I have a suggestion. Why don't you go back to my mansion for a nice cup of tea? You might be able to make a better decision once you calm down. My mind is already clear. I politely decline your generous offer.
The boy shakes his head and takes a fighting stance. Suddenly we hear footsteps from behind. I turn around and see Van Helsing. You caught up. Van Helsing says nothing, glaring silently at the boy before us.
You. It's been a while, son of a dragon. I left that name behind. I've taken on the name of my father. I see. So you want me to call you Delacroix II instead of Dracula?
Do these two know each other? I'm about to ask when, in an instant,
Delacroix.
Delacroix slides in close to Van Helsing and swings a fist. Van Helsing blocks the punch with his gun, but the force of the impact causes him to jump back to avoid falling over.
How dare you! You dare show yourself in front of me? Have you no shame? Keep going this way and you'll fall into darkness, just like me. You have no right to talk, Van Helsing!
The attack is intense. The boy throws a storm of punches too fast for the human eye, but Van Helsing calmly blocks them.
I'll kill you, I swear it! Unfortunately, I can't die quite yet.
Van Helsing swings his gun, but
Delacroix
jumps back to avoid the strike. The two glare at each other, and there's no room for anyone to intervene. But
I found them! They're over here!
We hear the other bounty hunters closing in. They're finally caught up. Delacroix looks away for a moment.
Van Helsing, I'll wait for you at the place where you murdered my father. If you do not come, I will hunt you down and kill you and every last person who's important to you. The same goes for the rest of you, everyone!
His eyes are full of murderous intent. When he glares at me, I can't help myself from taking a few steps backwards.
Our paths have crossed for too long. We shall bring an end to this.
With that, he disappears into the night before anyone can do anything to stop him. All that remains is the anger shouting of the men searching for him and our own confusion. Several hours later, we have returned to the mansion. Delacroix disappeared into the forest without being captured. The auction organizer placed an even greater bounty on him, and the greedy hunters hooted and shouted in excitement. Once we came back to the mansion, Van Helsing announced that he needed some fresh air and went outside. It's already midnight, but nobody seems to want to retire to their own room yet. I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing. What did Van Helsing do in the past? Did he murder that boy's father? If so, why did he do such a thing? There are so many questions, but I can't quite tell if it's my place to ask him outright. The silence is finally broken by the Count.
We must come to a decision. Oh, sorry, hon. We must come to a decision.
What?
Confront him directly and urge him to change his mind, or make sure that he doesn't harm us in the future.
The later option is probably a gentle way of suggesting that we kill him. I assume as much, but can't bring myself to ask for clarification.
That's easy for you to say, but he's just a kid, you know. I can't bring myself to fight him.
Me too, and he seemed to have his reasons for doing what he did.
You're right. But Delacroix came right out and said he would kill us. We need to think of something.
Yeah.
Either way, we can't just sit around and wait to be killed. Let's try finding his lair tomorrow. Lair? Do you mean that the place the boy spoke of regarding his encounter with Van Helsing? I'm fine with him over there, but where is it? Isn't Van Helsing the only one who would know? Yes. And this is Van Helsing's personal problem. Do you think he would willingly let us accompany him? That's entirely up to him. If he says no, then that's that. In any case, let's call it quits for today. Whatever we decide to do, we need to rest before we can do it.
Lupin is the first to leave the room. Impey, Saint Germain, and Victor eventually all head up to their own rooms. As for me, for some reason I didn't want to go to bed just yet, so I remained in my chair. I wonder how long I've been sitting here. I sit in the quiet, deserted lounge with my eyes closed. I hear a noise and raise my head to see Victor standing at the open door.
Hey, you're up pretty late. Are you going to bed?
So many thoughts keep coming up in my mind, so I can't sleep. What about you?
It's the same for me. I was thinking about Van Helsing and that kid.
The Lettercrocs?
Yes. I looked into the incident he's caused up until now. Every object he's targeted was originally part of the royal vampire's family fortune.
What?
That means he wasn't stealing. He was taking back the stolen vampire fortune and the mementos of his people. Stand aside, fools! I am here to claim that which is rightfully mine!
Is that true?
Dunhausen probably... I'm sure he knows what's going on. There's nobody who knows about the extermination of vampires better than him.
Victor, do you know Van Helsing well?
No, only what's on the surface. He was a hero in the Vampire War 2 years ago. It said that his actions brought the Vampire War to an end quickly, and that the armies only suffered a few losses. He raided a lair of vampires who were threatening humanity, and killed the Vampire King, Delacroix, along with his entire clan. That's pretty much the end of the war, aside from the hunted down stragglers.
Was all that necessary? Victor slowly shakes his head.
We were told that vampires were trying to wipe out humanity. I don't know for myself how much of that is actually true. I can say one thing for sure. War is nothing but formalized murder. It has no justice.
I notice that Victor's hands are clenched tightly into fists. Victor, what's the matter?
Oh, it's just that I was a royal alchemist, understand? The war feels very personal to me.
Victor's tone makes me feel like he's avoiding the truth.
But I don't think Van Helsing is so cold that he can so casually kill someone. And I think that those heroic actions that he's been praised for are far from the truth.
Yes, I think so too.
Sorry for keeping you up so long. I'm going up to bed now. You should do the same.
Thanks. Victor smiles and gives me a little wave as he leaves. I still can't sleep though, and so I head outside the mansion. I only have one reason for doing so. I saw Van Helsing through the window and couldn't help but come out after him. I wonder where he went. I know I saw him right here. I feel that if I can see him, thoughts that stir up my emotions like Van Helsing's past and Delacroix II's hateful gaze will somehow be soothed. Oh, I find him. He doesn't seem to be doing anything, just standing there deep in thought. I'm about to call to him, but then I see what a somehow sorrowful state he is in, and I hesitate.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here at this time of night?
Van Helsing notices me before I can make up my mind to speak. I was...
Okay, option time. Do you ask him about his past, or do you don't ask?
What do you think? Because I don't know.
Well, I think he's obviously troubled by it.
Yeah.
And he probably needs someone to talk to. But we're trying to go with Arsene Lupin. Let's just ask him. Let's be the good person here.
Okay. I want to ask you something personal. I can't stop thinking about it. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. That boy, Delacroix II, did you kill his father? Van Helsing falls silent for a while. For some reason, the silence begins to frighten me.
Yes.
It's true. Oh, that's you.
It's true. I killed him.
I don't know Van Helsing very well, but that simple admission
Eloquently
conveyed the immense weight he bears on his chest. I see.
It's the undeniable truth. I took that boy's father away from him.
His words are stern and distant. He's telling me the complete unabridged truth, but he doesn't look my way at all. It almost feels like he is telling me that I have no business asking him this about him.
It's late. Go on to bed and rest up.
He turns back to the mansion as he says this. I can't respond to him at all and merely watch him as he walks away. When I enter my room, Sissy comes up to me, wagging his tail. Oh, I'm sorry, Sissy. That's right, we always sleep together. Were you worried about me? Everything's fine. Let's go to bed. Sissy hops onto the bed and curls up. I feel the weight of his small body up by my feet and close my eyes. Van Helsing. Delacroix II. My father. And me. I think about all kinds of things, but the conclusion I ultimately arrive at is simply, everyone probably lives under the burden of all the different events in their past. What burden am I carrying? It's with this thought that I gradually fall asleep. The next day. The train slowly leaves the station. We are heading for the place where Delacroix II is waiting for us. According to Van Helsing, it is far to the north of London, all the way in Scotland. It's at least one whole day's journey away. In the end, we all decided that we would travel there together. Van Helsing had no objections to our request to accompany him. Van Helsing and Delacroix II do their mean to continue fighting until one of them falls. One having lost his family and the other having taken it away, even if this is the path they've chosen for themselves. All I can think about is whether there is a way to avoid Van Helsing's death, and the death of Delacroix II.
The weather doesn't look very good. It appears we might be in for some bit of a rain.
I look outside the window. Ominous gray clouds cover the sky. It feels like a foreshadowing of the events to come, and I avert my eyes from them. From that point until we arrive, no one says much, and we spend our time either looking out the window or reading.
And that's where we'll have to stop it there for now, with that little bit of a cliffhanger. So we're off to... I'm wondering what's going to happen with Van Helsing and Delacroix. If anything, I'm kind of hoping that Delacroix comes and joins our little clan of people.
Yeah.
We got a wide variety of different people, different weirdos. He'll fit right in. But if you guys are liking what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button down right below us. You can see it's floating. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!